Spit. There are the men who like being spat on. Long, slow drool from someone knelt above them, like honey pouring itself over the edge of a spoon into a warm bowl. I think asking someone to degrade you is about wanting to know the body is a solid presence in the room. It has stumbled into where the shy nectar will be quick and heavy from their mouth into yours. There are things in my life I did not handle well. There are things in my life that I did not handle well. Like the man I slept with twice who found out he was positive. And the third time, as I felt my body pulled towards him, I stopped and asked instead if he knew when or who he didn't, and described years of anonymity. In bars of wanting so much to step out of his own mind, he threw his body into crowds, pain being able to make us forget our thoughts momentarily. Though the morning after lying in bed, stilled from too much, there is the slow return of wetness to your mouth, the one reminder that you are still alive. I have read this poem from Andrew Macmillan's Playtime, this Spit. So men like to spit, men like to pee, men like to be violent, men like to display their PDA in public life, and men think they are free. Exactly at this point, I would like to talk about something that I call Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm syndrome. What is Stockholm syndrome? Stockholm syndrome is a psychological syndrome when the kidnapped falls in love with the kidnapper. The caged falls in love with the person who has caged him. Right? The victim falls in love with the perpetrator. Similarly, men fall in love with patriarchy. So, when men say, I am man and I will go out, even in pandemic, when a man says, I am man and I will fight and be violent in public, when a man says, I am a man, I will spit in public. Now, when a man says that since I am a man, I will pee in public, so that a man thinks an empowering act. A man thinks that to be an empowering act. But what he is basically doing, he is falling prey to his perpetrator patriarchy. Why? Because very much like woman, who is a woman? Who is shy. So a woman is not shy. So the shyness of the performance makes a woman a woman. A performance of coyness makes a woman a woman. A woman is not a woman. A woman is the jewelry of PC Chandra. So if you are shy, then you are a woman. If you are silent, then you are a woman. So what woman is doing? Woman is fighting against patriarchy. Kudos to women. But these pathetic men, they don't even understand that what they are basically doing, they are falling in love with their own kidnapper. And who is the kidnapper of men? Patriarchy. Heteropatriarchy is the kidnapper of men. And how has patriarchy kidnapped men? Patriarchy has made men believe that in order for you to qualify as a man, in order for you to qualify as masculine, you have to do a list of things like protecting women, like being violent, and don't cringe even while getting bruised and hurt, because mard ko dard nahi hota. See? So even if I get hurt, I should not cry, because men don't cry and men don't get hurt. And I have to protect my wife. How? By fighting with all the world, because that is the way I can express my love to my wife. So a husband who fights with the world is the lover. And on top of that, the other day I was, many of my students asked me, sir, why do you give so many examples of your personal life in a lecture? Yes, because personal is political. Because the spelling of personal is P-O-L-I-T-I-C-L. Because the spelling of personal is C-U-L-T-U-R-A-L. Personal is cultural. Personal is political. There is no personal in personal. Everything that you think personal is cultural. Everything you think personal has already been social, political, ideological. So therefore, when you think yourself man, then you perform certain actions, you perform certain verbs. And if you fail to perform those verbs, bikes, fight, cricket, protection, shirtlessness, when you fail to perform those masculinities, those verbs, those gender performances, then you disqualify as a man. So what you are doing, you are given a list. You are given a long list. Ride bike and crash into a pole. Puff cigarette and die of lung cancer. Jump from a 10-story building and die. Right? Suffer heartbreak and drink and die as a drunkard. Okay. And fight. Physically fight with everyone till you get killed. Love cricket so much that you go nuts over Virat Kohli stepping down. So therefore, all these lists you have to tick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you tick all the lists, you become man. So in order for you to be a man, you have to qualify all these things. And you think becoming a man is liberating. Therefore, becoming a man is enslavement. Because if you do these things, you are man. If you don't do these things, you are not man. So when you become man, you are catering to all these lists. So becoming man, therefore, is also catering to patriarchy, very much like becoming woman is very much like catering to patriarchy. So you may be a man, you may be a woman, you both cater to patriarchy. And who is patriarchy? Patriarchy is that kidnapper. Patriarchy is that kidnapper who has kidnapped your identity. And whenever you say, I am a man, or I am a woman, I am he or I am she, then you are basically falling in love with your kidnapper patriarchy. And therefore, anyone who stabilizes his or her gender identity, anyone who is proud of becoming woman or man, Ami Mard, Ami Purush, so he is suffering from a pretty bad case of Stockholm syndrome, and therefore he has fallen in love with his kidnapper. A man is not a man. A man is a victim who unconsciously, subconsciously has started falling in love with his perpetrator, kidnapper called heteropatriarchy. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you very soon. And next time, when you feel proud of your mardangi, when you feel proud of your masculinity, when you feel proud of your manhood, because of your bike riding, because of your cricket culture, because of your ability to protect your girlfriend, because of your fashionable way of smoking a cigarette, or because of your ability to be violent, or because of your ability to pee in public, jatra tatra mutro, then think that your act is not liberating you. Your act is not freeing you up. Your act is not an act of independence. Manhood, or being a man, or being masculine, is an act of enslavement, and a proud man has lost that intellectual ability to differentiate between enslavement and freedom, between victim and perpetrating, between Shadhinota and Mukti, between identity and Stockholm syndrome. Thank you. Congratulations. You're a man. If you're proud of your masculinity, then you are not celebrating your identity. You have forgotten the difference between enslavement and freedom. You are not liberated. You are celebrating the fact that you are caged. And you have, on top of that, you have fallen in love with the person called patriarchy who has been doing this caging. So be a man, and congratulations. You are suffering from a pretty bad case of Stockholm syndrome. All those men out there sweating it out in gym, working it out, their muscles. And many men are sweating it out in gym because they have to become Dushyanta on Saraswati Puja to impress their Shakuntala. And all those Saraswati Puja temples, they are not Saraswati Puja temples. Then they will become Kanhava forest. When the Dushyanta, the Ultra Pro Max Dushyanta, will come not on chariot but on Apache or Harley Davidson. And they must be working very hard in gym and suffering from a very bad case of Stockholm syndrome. Thank you so much. See you very soon. Love you all. Stay safe and see you soon.